I feel we haven't had enough mystery on this channel, so I found the Penguin Book of Murder Mysteries in my local library, and I want to talk to you today about one of the stories by Charles W. Chestnut called The Sheriff's Children. There are a dozen or so mysteries in here by people like Charles Martel, it's a pseudonym, and Mary Fortune. Charles W. Chestnut, as I mentioned, Geraldine Bonner, Ellen Glasgow, August Kroner, and Catherine Green, Tom Waters, and Gerald Griffin, and James McLevy. I've read a few of them. This is my favorite one. It's got a strong sense of place and character. It's pretty impressively developed in just eight pages. 9 pages. So we're in Branson County, North Carolina. We're in the mountains. Now, the war is over, and the war in terms of battle didn't get far from the rivers and main roads up into those mountain communities. Nonetheless, as it is said here, to Branson County, as to most rural communities in the South, the war, capital W, is the one historic event that overshadows all others. It is the era from which all local chronicles are dated. Births, deaths, marriages, storms, freshets. No matter of life of any southern community would be perfect that failed to emphasize the all-pervading influence of the great conflict. I refer to the Civil War because I am from the North. Some of my friends from the South might call it the recent unpleasantness. That's my favorite one. Or the war between the states. Call it what you will. That war is over now. So we're in Reconstruction, but that hasn't reached this town at all either. This is a poor white town. People have small farms. And we have 2 suspicious deaths that the coroner, who's on his way, but, there's a delay, which ends up being tragic. 2 mysterious deaths for the coroner to look into. Now, the first is Captain Walker, a beloved member of the town. He is missing an arm, but not from the Civil War. He served in Mexico under Scott. So does that play into this mystery? His coat is missing, so something has happened to his coat. That's another detail. Perhaps pertinent, perhaps not. What's been going on in this town? Not a lot. It's a pretty quiet place. There were gunshots heard, but whether that's hunting or not, we're not sure. There was some whistling, or no, it's called the yodel of some tuneful Negro on his way through the pine forest. And there was a mulatto seen going down the road in the direction of the captain's house. This mulatto is also going to end up a corpse. But not the lynching committee gets him. So the lynching committee is turned away by the sheriff. Now, the sheriff has a daughter, Polly, that he gives his extra gun to when he goes to the jail to stop the lynching committee. The sheriff did serve in the Confederate Army. However, he opposed secession, so he joined the hostilities late in the game, but served with distinction, got the rank of colonel, but he's called sheriff, not colonel. There's also a messenger who comes, name of Brother Sam, or Brother Sam. He talks to CHESTNUTT, who is the serving lady, I guess I would say, cleaner, cook, I don't know what, at the jail. He goes away with some yams, some cooked yams. What else do we need to know here? There's a shot fired from the woods. The sheriff returns fire to where he sees the smoke from the shot. And there is a bullet wound in the mulatto in the prison. Back in the day, the sheriff did have slaves and sold some down the river. I think that's all the pieces that you need to solve this mystery now. So, as I said, the town is developed in a sort of, feeling of a nice, calm, friendly town. They've had very few murders in the generations that everyone remembers. And yet, just the way you can have that sort of eerie feeling in a calm town, there is that eerie feeling. Although the lynch committee does go away, they feel that the coroner is for sure going to hang the mulatto. And there is much interaction between the sheriff and his daughter, the sheriff and the lynchers, the sheriff and the mulatto. And that's about it. So see if you can solve the mystery. If not, you can pick this book up and figure it out by reading it. It's only 9 pages, as I said, in the Penguin, they're always good, Penguin book of murder mysteries. I will hope to bring you a full book-length mystery that I'm going to try to get at the library today.